Again, it comes with the question, why is this a deluxe? If this is a bigger figure, one accessory, why is it a deluxe? Why is this a deluxe and this isn't? What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another toy review, and I'm excited for this one. I think this is going to be a good figure. There's been a lot of hype around this one. It is a Star Wars Black Series figure. I know a lot of people are getting out of that, but I'm not. I'm staying in. I'm in. Not in for everything, obviously. I'm not buying a $28 Nutcracker Stormtrooper. But other than that, I'm in. And I'm really in for this one. Darth Malgus. Now, a lot of hype with this figure. In my opinion, controversy with this figure. Is this really a deluxe? I mean, we look at the picture here, we see that it's Malgus. We see that it's a lightsaber. I get it. He's a big, beefy sucker. You can tell by this right here. You can see that real close. 7 inches tall. So if we were to take that into, you know, our size, six inches would be 6 foot. 7 inches would be 7 feet tall. What a big sucker. He should have been playing in the NBA instead of killing Jedi, but what an amazing looking picture that is. Hasbro did a good job on the promo shots, I think, and that is just amazing right there. I might actually keep this box. I usually don't, but this one is really, really cool. So it's another Old Republic that we got. We have Malik. Now we got Malgus. So let's do it. Let's crack him open. Let's see if he's worth the hefty $33.99 price. He's sold out everywhere. I mentioned that on the last video. Amazon, it's like 50 bucks now. So is he worth it? Let's find out. Let's get him cracked open, and I'll show you what he's all about. All right. I understand the hype. I understand why people like this figure a lot. I understand why people are excited about this figure. Still doesn't justify the cost to me, but we'll get to that in a second. There he is. Now, one really cool thing, before we get to the articulation, one thing that I want to point out here that's really cool. His hood is actually attached to his armor. So that is cool. It gives you that good Sith Lord effect to where the hood is going to lay properly and it's going to look right, as opposed to, you know, being all high and looking like crap. So this hood works. Now, if you want to take the hood off, still works. Not bad. I mean, it doesn't lay properly in the back or anything. You can kind of get a look at his noggin there. We'll go over a couple things that I noticed with that. But I mean, mine's going to have the hood on. We're going to definitely leave that. As normal with Hasbro, it's just flat. And you can kind of see we do have some issues a little bit there with his hips, which is a little bit of a problem. The reason that's a problem, no thigh cut. They didn't want to break up the sculpt on his armor there, so no thigh cuts. We want to make sure that we have him in a good pose there. But back to the paint, it's flat. It needs something. It needs a wash. It needs something to break it up. It's just very flat gray paint, very flat black paint. Not even a lot going on with his armor there. His armor lights up in the video game. I think it lights up right down there. There might be another spot or two, but this is just, it's a gray and black figure, and that's really all there is to it. One other thing that I noticed before we get to articulation, these pieces of armor here were bent way back. I mean, they were, I'm not going to do it, but they were, well, there you go. These actually will move forward, so you can just move them forward. The arm will kind of go with it, and you can get it straightened out pretty well. Those pieces are huge too. But they're just like the Stormtrooper and the Death Watch Mando, where they're kind of wrapped around the shoulder joint itself. So, like I said, it looks good. One other issue that I did notice, I'm trying to get you a good shot here. Can't really see his eyes. His eyes are a very dull yellow-red Sith eyes. We needed something that popped more. Maybe it's just my copy, but we definitely need something that popped more with the eyes. I think the head itself is good. He's got a great expression on his face, very menacing looking, but we needed something more. So, you know, aesthetically wise, yeah, he's huge. He's a giant figure. He's the size of a DC Multiverse figure. We'll get to a comparison in a minute. The cape itself is good. You know, I think it's flat, but it's fine. You can kind of see there's the back of him. There's a lot going on with the back aesthetically. Nice silver back there, and some good looking detail and sculpt work as well. Kind of bugs me that these detents are gray. Why can't we make those black? If we just paint those black, it won't break it up so bad and it'll look better. So aesthetically wise, he is very, very cool. Let me get you a look at the saber. This thing is huge. Look at this saber. It is. Here, let me move my hand in front. Oh, wait, we're getting the saber, not my face. Okay, so there's the saber. I'm going to go ahead and grab Anakin Skywalker's saber. And I'm going to show you the difference on size. There's the difference on size. Look at that. The blade is way thicker. I mean, it's a huge saber. You got about almost over an inch bigger than Anakin's. This thing is massive. Huge saber for a huge guy. But again, it looks really good. So aesthetically wise, he's good. Let's go ahead and get to articulation. All right, so our articulation is good. It's nothing special. It's nothing we haven't really seen before. This part actually comes off too, the mask. The mask part comes off. I'm not going to take it off because I don't want to. I don't want to lose the piece. But the head gets around just fine. Moves back and forth, goes up and down. It's nothing crazy. It's nothing that we haven't seen before. I mean, most of the time, if you got the hood on, he's going to be looking straight anyway. So no issues with that. His arms do go up. You're going to get a little bit of crash there with that armor. So that is something to be aware of. Elbows go about 90. You're not going to get much more than that. I think it's going to be a little difficult to get him in a two-hand lightsaber pose. So be aware of that. Both wrists go up and down. Nothing there. He actually does have 2 points of articulation in his waist/chest. You get one. It's a little higher there. Mine's kind of frozen up a little. It moves very slightly. And then you get almost kind of an ab crunch. As you can see there, he goes down a little bit. And then we'll go back a little bit. I don't expect articulation with this guy to be phenomenal. He's huge. He's a bulky, huge guy. He's not going to be, you know, super articulated or super flexible. He's going to just smash people. He's going to Roman Reigns people. So there you go. Knees, they go 90. Again, nothing crazy. As mentioned before, there is no thigh swivel. To make up for that, they did kind of make this rotate in the hip joint. So that is good with the hip joint. Nothing bad there. And then, of course, he has ankles that go up and down. Very standard articulation. Nothing new, nothing innovative at all. But again, I really don't think that this figure calls for it. I'm totally good with articulation not being up to snuff as what we're used to if the figure doesn't call for it. This guy's big. He's brawny. He doesn't need the best articulation in the world. He doesn't need to have a Spider-Man pose. That's not what he's about. So I really am okay with that. I don't think there's any problems with that at all. Again, like I said before, the detents bug me a little bit. And the hips are just moving them right now. The hips are getting a little lift, so not great there. Let me go ahead and grab Anakin Skywalker, who's one of the bigger figures in the line. And I'm going to also grab Chewbacca. We're going to do a size comparison next. All right. Chewbacca's too big, for one thing. Let's just keep that in mind. Now, here's my issue with the price. Chewbacca. Malgus. Chewbacca is still taller than Malgus. Okay, he does come with an accessory. Malgus comes with an accessory. This is not a deluxe price. I got this guy for 21 bucks. This guy is 34 bucks. Why? I get it. This is an older figure. It's got a head swap and stuff, but it is, you know, about the same weight, same size, comes with one accessory. We're getting the Sith Lord tax on this guy. That's what we're getting. This guy, I get it. Older figure, that's fine. But we're definitely, we're paying more for who he is and what he is as opposed to Chewbacca. So Chewie still reigns supreme on biggest Black Series figure. We also got KS2O. He's another big one. Let's go ahead and grab Anakin. He towers over Anakin. Anakin's a big figure. Look at that. Their feet are perfectly normal. He just towers over him. Over an inch taller. And he's going to stand out in your shelf. He's going to be one of the centerpieces of your collection. I know he is for me. So for that reason, I'm going to give him a little bit higher grade. And I'm going to just, this one, I'm going to do a little bit different rating. I'm going to just rate the figure. I'm not going to take price into consideration on this one because I think it's unfair to knock down a good figure because of the price. So this guy's a 9 out of 10. I think he's done very well. There is improvements that could have been made. Again, I want to see more paint, but I mean, look at that profile. That profile's phenomenal. The articulation's good enough. The saber is super imposing. You know, the paint for what we got is good enough. You know, if you're good at doing washes, good at doing all that kind of thing, then go for it. But I definitely recommend this one. Get him if you can. Don't pay more than retail. You're not going to get him for less than retail because he's one of the most wanted figures. Is he figure of the year? That's the question everybody wants to know. Well, you'll find out in January when I do my top 10 best pickups of the year. Right now, he's on the list. I'll just let you know that. He is on the top 10 so far this year. I think he's definitely one of the best Black Series figures that's been released. So there you go, Darth Malgus, $33.99. You can get him at all your online retailers. You're never going to find him at retail, so don't even try. You know, you might get lucky at Target. But there you go. That's the review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give me a comment, like, subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one.